Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I am Rider of Dinosaurs. Today we're going to see a different video. This is kind of a spin-off from the lives of JM Truth. While looking into other videos, I noticed something weird. Misspellings. I thought, well, it's just a typo. Then I found another, and another, and another, and I thought, this person who says is actually really smart, educated, and as a film producer like he claims to be, he should have a lot of attention to detail. So I decided to look into that. And this video is the result of that investigation. I hope you enjoy it. Before we start, a big thank you to my patrons, Robert Legier, Stringer News 1, and my newest supporter, Fletcher Eisler. Thank you very much for supporting me. To begin with my investigation, I started with his website, jmtruth.com. Right off the bat, we look into the words Coriolis effect. So far so good, no errors found. But then we look at the drop-down menu. Seems that the word effect is now affect. I know, you wouldn't consider this something to point out. It's just the one thing, right? Well, let's continue. Alright, so in the Physics 100 series, I found that the word alphanumeric was split into two. I know, anyone can make a mistake. But then I found this. This is a completely different beast. This is a quote. As everyone knows, we must be careful with quotes. When taking a quote, we must write it exactly as it was quoted. So the quote is, "It is easier to fool someone than to convince them they have been fooled." I have rewritten the quote as it should be written. See if you can spot the difference. I'll leave it on the screen for a few more seconds for you to see. Now the next has no mistakes, but we'll look into it anyway. So to be sure I'm not making any mistakes, let's read out the definition of quote. Repeat or copy out words from a text or speech written or spoken by another person. With that in mind, let's read and analyze the second quote. "He who judges a matter before hearing it, it is a folly to them." So I looked up this proverb in Google and I found exactly one result. But I was sure I heard this proverb before, so I dug a little deeper. What I found was that the quote was from Proverbs 18:13. Now there are as many versions as there are versions of the Bible, so I'll look into the closest one. So this version is from the English Standard Version. If one gives an answer before he hears, it is his folly and shame. Not exactly the same thing, is it? I know what you must be thinking. That's really mean, Ryder. That was not even a mistake, it's just his interpretation. Alright, let's go back. Anyone knows how to spell philosophy? Or is it philosophy? And the last thing I found on his website, because I had other places to see, I can't pronounce it. For someone claiming to be in the film industry, film producer, filmmaker, he's coming up as really sloppy. Let's continue to investigate and see if the website was kind of a hiccup. To do that, we're going to look into his movies, his pride and joy. So this first one is Star Wars Interim Prologue. For the sake of sanity, I left out the audio. If you want to actually hear it, I'll leave a link in the description for this video. I sped up the video just a little bit so we can get to the right place. And here we are. Can you see it? No? Let's look a little bit closer, shall we? I'm so surprised and devastated, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I was shocked too. But let's continue. And here we are again. And I was hoping I wouldn't find another mistake. How wrong I was. Another of his beloved videos. I didn't download the video, there was no need. One screenshot explains everything. So let's start with the title. That's a weird way to write Murphy, isn't it? Maybe he planned it. Let's go back to the video and check. No, I guess he didn't. It's just another mistake. We're now looking into another of his videos, Silence the Screams. Sounds a lot like Silence of the Lambs. Maybe it's his version of it. Clarice Starling, very reminiscent of Jodie Foster's character, Clarice Starling. Maybe he changed the name for copyright reasons. Here we have it again, Hannibal Lecter, reminiscent of Hannibal Lecter. I'm now almost sure this was done for copyright reasons. Or so I thought. Until I saw this at the end of the video. In his special thanks to, he, for whatever reason, thanks Anthony Hopkins for playing Dr. Lecter. No, it was Dr. Lecter, Hannibal Lecter, not Lecter. So the naming of the characters was not for copyright reasons. He simply doesn't know how to spell the names. Didn't even bother to search it. How can he claim what he claims to be and do these kind of mistakes on his own movies that he produced, directed, and edited? So these mistakes are all his. He's responsible for them, each and every one of them.
But wait! There's more!
On another of his videos, called What is Kosher, again he misspells the word handling. Sometime after, on the same video, he uses the wrong your. As you can see, yet again another mistype or mistake. On point 2, board does not have 2 O's. But there's more. Instead of telling you, I want you to listen to his own words.
Read over again Leviticus 11. Go and start the discussion board. Please download and read The Adverse Influence of Pork Consumption on Health by Dr. Heinrich.
Let's hear that name again.
By Dr. Heinrich.
I ask you, the viewers, this. Is this how you write Heinrich? Is he actually illiterate? He claims to be a physicist and a biochemist, among other things. He portrays himself as educated.
Yet apparently, you think you have more intelligence than others with a graduate level education, which, by the way, not to make a big deal out of it, but I have. I also have a bachelor degree as well as a master's of science degree. One of my degrees happens to be in film production and graphic design.
But the evidence doesn't point that way, unfortunately. It points the other way. With everything we've seen so far, 2 scenarios come to mind. Either he's lying about his certifications, his qualifications, his degrees, or he's really, really bad at what he does, because no director, no producer, no filmmaker would let slip those errors as he does. They're numerous, and I haven't even finished. Here's another example. Photos with apostrophe S, as in possessive. It's not how you use it. Another example of exactly the same thing. Zombies. There should be no apostrophe. But again, he doesn't know what he's doing. The word therapeutic on the video title, right there. But if you could actually look at it, it's written right there the correct way. There are a lot more examples of this. But since the video has gone over 10 minutes, I've decided to stop here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next video.